Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is August 26th, and it is time for the weekend market overview. We'll be looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, XOI, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, and SLV. We'll also be doing an update to our Vegas Baby series this weekend, so it'll be fun and interesting to see how the gambling stocks are doing at the moment, and if there's any opportunities worth noting there. Beyond that, we had our giant NDE today, which we were waiting for, and you can see with the candle today, we have a green hammer, which is nice, but it was all over the place, just like it has been for a while now. And old Benny, he kicked the can down the road and tried to soothe some nerves and essentially promised some help in the future, which is nice. We weren't expecting QE3 today. It didn't happen, but he is leaving the door open. And why is he waiting? Well, he has a lot of people to convince. He has the other board members of the FOMC to talk into signing off. He has the American people to convince. He has lawmakers to convince. Certainly he can do whatever he wants, but at this point I don't think that he's going to do it all by himself. And with that being said, do I think that QE3 is going to be here in a month? No, I don't, unless we have just some massive, ugly, terrible drop in the market. I don't think that a month is enough time for him to convince everybody, but we will see. We will see. Here we are with the Dow, ended with the green candle that we mentioned. We can draw lines from the peaks and the lows, which would seem to be correct support and resistance, at least for the moment, beyond the levels themselves. And looking at this, we can also see that it is a wedge, meaning that we are running out of time. At some point it is going to break above or below, and that'll probably be a good directional indicator. But for the moment, the daily looks really nice. With the exception of CCI, everything is ticking up, especially the 14-day RSI moving average, which we've been watching, and it is turning up. Can it get out of the oversold area? If it can, that's going to be a really good sign. And if it turns around and just stays down here, that's going to be a really, really bad sign, especially since it turns so slow. So if it turns around, starts going down, it's going to be there for a while, and that's not going to be good for the market. But we have upticks on the RSI, MACD histogram, both stochastics. So for the moment, it does look rather nice, and the promise of future aid is enticing. Some of the other time frames don't look nearly as good, but for the moment, the daily looks nice, and I do think that we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program come Monday or Tuesday once all the news is digested, and the news over the weekend for the hurricane. But anyways, that's my thinking. Of course, we have the same support and resistance lines on SPX. We have the same hammer. It's actually a little more attractive than the Dow, and just like the Dow, all the secondaries with the exception of the CCI are ticking up. Watching the 14-day RSI moving average very carefully, very closely, to see if it gets out of this level and really indicates a turn up. Beyond that, the Dow and the SPX, the short-term moving averages are starting to bunch, but we are not getting crossover. That will happen if we break out to the upside, and of course they're just going to straighten out and go down if we break out to the downside. So a couple of days, Monday or Tuesday, this should resolve itself. The VIX, big ugly red candle today, not bearish engulfing, but notice too, even though we have the middle Bollinger Band line getting above the short-term moving averages, we do not have crossover in it yet. So that is important. We do have a downtick. It was met intraday. Our downticks have been working pretty good, with the exception of this first one way back here. All of them have been resolved properly, and so since we have another one, now we get to wait and see, and it's resolved. We get to wait and see what direction it wants to go. But 14-day RSI moving average ticking down, about to cross out of the overbought area, and everything else ticking down with the exception of the CCI. So this does look bad for the VIX and good for the market. Oil, of course, just like the down SPX, essentially exactly the same thing, so I won't rehash that. TNA, more of the same, since everything seems to be running in lockstep, but we still have not totally got that uptick from a few days ago. We still have 1 day to go to have it resolved, and that's right at the 45, just actually a breath above 45. So it'll be nice if that can resolve itself, and then choose to decide what it's going to do with itself, if we're going to go up for a bar retest or not. But certainly the daily chart looks nice, and waiting for Monday or Tuesday to make sure that that is the case. UUP, aha, this one is cruising right along the way that we expected it to. The short-term moving averages started slanting down, and it is very, very slowly sliding. So bearish bar looks pretty strong to me, and everything clicking down without exception. Everything clicking down, and its sister FXE doing exactly what we thought it would do. Short-term moving averages are pointing up. Flatline bar is trying to get some separation. Middle Bollinger Band below the short-term moving averages. Everything clicking up. So you see this, and it's a hammer. Hammer could be a reversal candle, and you know, if it's going to turn around properly, it is going to do it right now, because you have, you know, a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, very slightly lower high, and this would be barely a lower high, and it wouldn't even be a real body lower high. So it's going to turn around, it's going to do it now, and if it's not, then this little series of steps going down is about to be broken. So if it does go up, then that is a good sign for the euro. Maybe that'll bring in more buying pressure. So there you have it, short and sweet. And today was our NDE day. Now that's out of the way, now it can get back to normal, and hopefully the normal is not wild swings up and down, which has been our normal leading up to our NDE today. But I do think that that is going to pass now. So, but we shall see. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you very much.